So this is the first part of our functional movement screen. My partner Evan has kindly volunteered to be the demonstrator instead of me. I appreciate that. The first part of our functional movement screen is the deep squat. And what the deep squat is really testing for, it's testing for a few things. It's looking at your ankle and your knee and your hip mobility. How far can they move? How flexible are they? It's looking at your glute or your buttock muscles and your quad or the front part of your thigh muscles. How strong are they? Are they able to support you? It's looking for your trunk and your shoulder mobility. Do they have enough range of motion and flexibility to be able to do this motion? This motion is a very important motion for us as humans. It's one of the first motions that we learn as infants. Think about an infant and their ability to deep squat. It's something that they can do pretty easily, and along the way, somewhere, we lose it. But it's especially important for athletes. It's especially important for somebody who does a lot of heavy lifting on their job to protect themselves from injury. So what we're going to be looking for out of this deep squat, a few things. We want to make sure that Evan's feet are shoulder length apart. We want to make sure that his toes stay straight forward and they remain straight forward. We want to make sure that as he goes down into that deep squat, his knees are aligned over his toes. We don't want them to go too far forward. And we also want to make sure that his trunk remains relatively parallel to his lower legs. So you'll see him put his arms overhead in a second. We don't want that cane or that stick to hit the wall in front of him. So that's why we do this in front of a doorway. So go ahead, Evan. We're going to do 3 trials. We're going to kind of see where Evan's lacking and where we might be able to help him. So the first trial, we're seeing a little loss of range of motion out of the trunk there. Let's try that again. So you see he's almost unable to remain, his trunk is unable to remain parallel to his lower legs. So he might have a loss of range of motion in his shoulders, in his upper thoracic or mid-back. Let's try that one more time. That one was a little bit better. So if we had an athlete do this, we could see where they would be missing range of motion, where they might be missing strength, and to be able to help that athlete in that way. The next thing we're going to go over is the hurdle step.